Super excited, something we didn't do before. We're featuring kids. We're at our first stop. This is Farmer Danny. We'd like to thank the Citizens Voice. We've been getting a lot of calls from parents who have kids that are gardeners. We're gonna come in and we're gonna check on you. Stop number one.
All right, so here we are with Danny, and this kid is pretty ingenious. He starts from seed. Why don't you tell him a little bit about what goes on with your seeds?
Well, I have my seeds in this bag, and I have them in these litter containers, and no, they're not herbs. I have sunflowers and garlic.
And why do you keep them in the containers?
Well, I keep them in the containers because I put them in the fridge, and then what the fridge is supposed to do is it's supposed to stay nice and cool and hydrated.
Danny, how long you been gardening?
1 year.
Danny's 8 years old. He's year one, which means by the time he's my age, he's gonna be unbelievable. Look at this, cukes, little eggplant, squash, more cukes, a sunflower, and look at this corn.
So Danny, question for you. You got corn here, it's the end of July, it's only this high. It should be up to here. How come the corn isn't so high?
Well, the squirrels ate it at the bottom.
Danny, how could the squirrels get to it with this fence?
Well, we actually didn't have the fence when the corn was here.
So you learned your first lesson of gardening. Doc, does he have a tip of the day?
He's 8 years old, of course he has a tip. He has a sunflower. Danny, tell him why this is so important.
Well, it's important to grow because the bees will come and pollinate the sunflowers, and then they'll look at all the other flowers and pollinate the other flowers. So that's why I always have sunflower seeds on hand.
Tip of the day. Danny, I really like your style. I could tell you row things off. You don't mess around here. You got straight lines in your
No, I
garden.
don't. The reason why I have straight lines is because sometimes the tomatoes, the tomatoes will be too heavy for the plant's own weight, and then they'll tip over on each other, or the stem will break, and you don't want a good tomato plant stem to break.
So Danny, I love the rows. We're in your next row. What do you got, kiddo?
Well, I actually have, I forget the name. What is it?
Is that broccoli?
Yes, it is.
Doc, I'm loving it here. This little bad boy's got everything for an 8-year-old.
Here's another thing. He's thinking ahead. This looks like kale and it looks pretty fresh. When did you get this?
Well, actually, I just went to O'Malley's the other day and got this and planted it.
So you planting for the fall?
Yes, I'm planting for the fall.
This little bad boy's got peppers. He's got carrots. And what's that over there, Danny?
Well, this is my best plant yet. It's my cucumber.
And what's
It's
your
actually-
mission next year?
Well, my mission is to get this one as big as possible and save as many flowers so that way I can have as many seeds from my star cucumber.
For next year's garden.
Star cucumber right there.
Doc, who are we?
I'll tell you what, we're the Garden Goombas and we have our first inaugurated Little Goomba.
And what are we doing?
We're
Looking for gardens.